Donald Trump let us get to this spot again. We've got 2 years to get our act together. We have to coalesce around the fact that we want to win the White House in 2024. And it's going to take a serious-minded, policy-minded individual that truly wants to be a leader, not just win a campaign and be a hero on Twitter.
CNN's Manu Raju starts off our coverage today from Capitol Hill with more details on the Republican reckoning after another disappointing loss.
Hello there.
Senate Republicans are reeling after a disappointing election cycle, leaving them deeper in the minority and now trying to figure out what went wrong.
It was frustrating. I was optimistic that we would get a majority.
Herschel Walker's lost to Democrat Raphael Warnock in Tuesday's Georgia runoff, giving Democrats an additional seat and a slim 51-49 majority in the chamber. It comes after Republicans also fell short in Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Arizona, and Nevada, all states they had hoped to win. At the heart of the GOP criticism, the role of Donald Trump, who handpicked Walker and several other candidates who faltered in the general election, stumping late on the campaign trail for Republicans who ultimately lost.
Was Donald Trump a problem this year?
Democrats in many cases were able to kind of turn it into a choice election because of Trump's presence out there, because a lot of the candidates that had problems in these elections were running on the 2020 election being stolen, and I don't think independent voters were having it.
Utah GOP Senator Mitt Romney calling Trump's endorsement the kiss of death, and retiring Pennsylvania Republican Pat Toomey saying Walker's loss is another example that, quote, the Trump obsession is very bad for Republicans. Trump defenders pushing back.
No, I think we're losing close elections, not because of Donald Trump. So if the answer to everything in town is Trump's problem, then you're missing the boat.
Some directing their anger at Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell for refusing to embrace an election year agenda.
No agenda. No agenda.
I believe we ought to have a Republican agenda and give people a real purpose for how to vote, why to vote for us.
Yet many blame Rick Scott's Senate campaign arm for staying out of GOP primaries in 2022, with GOP leaders calling on the party to intervene in primaries in the 2024 cycle, when Democrats are defending 23 seats and Republicans just 11.
Should you have taken a more active role and try to prop up the candidates who would have been more electable?
Well, I think you've got to rely on the voters of the states. It's their states.
There's talk of...
I trust voters.
The additional seat now gives Senate Democrats more power to issue subpoenas and breathing room to confirm President Biden's nominations.
Turn left.
Turn left, Republicans. Or at least don't turn hard right.
Now, I just asked Raphael Warnock as he came back to the Capitol whether or not Donald Trump had a role in helping him and by propping up a candidate who had turned out to be weak in the general election. He brushed that aside, said, I think the people of Georgia deserve a great deal of credit for seeing the differences between me and my opponent. And as far as Trump and his future role in the Republican Party, Lindsay Graham told me today that it'll be up to Trump to prove that he can win in order to win over Republican voters ahead of 2024.